Hello dear students, welcome to the class of Health and Physical Education Unit 10 Training and Doping in Sports. This is a new topic which we are going to have the last topic or the last unit which we are having. In that we are having the topic first we are going to study, that is meaning and concept of sports training. What is the meaning and what does the concept of sports training tells us, that we are going to learn. Now, sports training is indispensable in the field of sports. In the field of sports, sports training is very much necessary, it is very much essential. Without this sports training, appropriate training in the field of sports is impossible to get success. If any of the sports person or athlete, if they want to achieve the success or they want to reach at the top, then it is only been possible with the help of the proper sports training. Sports training directly or indirectly aims at improving the personality of a sports person. So here there is a direct or indirect aim of the sports training is to improve the personality of an individual or a sports person, which ultimately helps in enhancing his or her sports performance, through which the sports performance of an individual increases. The more and more the person are being trained well, they are performing more and more better, because they used to learn all these things in the with the help of this training. You have seen the soldiers, they have given the special trainings are being given to the soldiers. Their body used to acquire whatever the training is being given, their body used to act according to that only. They improve, their performance level also improves. You can see their body, the structure of the body, their endurance level, their strength, everything used to improve with the help of the sports, with the help of the training. But we are talking about the sports training, so you can see that with the help of the different types of sports training, specific sports trainings are being given so that they can improve their performance in a particular game or sports. Then meaning of the sports training. What is the meaning of sports training tells us? Sports training is a process which is being based on the scientific fact and direction. So sports training, what it is, a process which is being based on the scientific facts and the direction, proper direction, and it is being based on the scientific facts, that if a person is being involved in the sports training, only then their performance can improve. Otherwise, without training or without having any type of practice, an individual cannot improve, because everything requires practice, practice and practice. The main objective of the sports training is to enhance the player's performance. What is the main objective of sports training? To improve the performance of a player. It enables the player to do the best performance mentally and physically. See, you have seen that many times it happens that if we are having a new player who is playing for the first time, and if the player, those who have got the training, those who are those who have acquired the different types of skills, they are performing more better as compared to the new players. So it is very much essential that sports training is very much essential for the players, because that is used to improve their performance physically and mentally, and they know that what I need to do during the game, during the competition time period. So their performance is they do the best performance in mentally and physically both. Preparation for any of the sports is a long time process and a hard task. Preparation for the sports, because it requires lots of time, because within one night a person cannot get acquire the mastery, or they can't acquire the success, because this is a long term process and it requires hard work and hard task. The main aim of the sports training is to prepare the player to do much better in competition. The main objective and main aim is to enhance the player's performance. So here also the main aim is of the training is to prepare the player to do much better in competitions. The complex system includes sports training, sports competitions, and special nutrition. Complex system, because not only it is not been possible only by giving the training, but they requires, if you are giving the sports training, then why you are giving the sports training? For what you are giving? So that the player can perform more and more better during the competitions, and if they want to perform more and more better, then they must be having a good nutrition or special nutrition, which is been going to improve their performance. Such a training program enhances a player wellness and fitness, but special training is needed for the success. For example, load training helps the player to increase muscular power. There are the different types of trainings are being given. If the person want to improve their strength or muscular power, then load training is being given. With the help of the loads, you have seen in the movie of like Bhag Milkha Bhag, load training is being given on his legs of that athlete. They used to have the weight, it is been put on the weight, and then afterwards he used to skip. So load training is being given to improve the muscular power, but it can't enhances the endurance. Here it doesn't improve that. If the load training is given, the load training, we can improve the performance, we can improve the strength, but you can't improve the endurance. So training method should be chosen very wisely. When we used to choose any of the training, it should be chosen wisely, and we need to decide, the coach or the mentor, they must decide that what my player requires for a particular game. Clear? So that according to that type of training must be given. So it has been given, chosen by keeping in mind the aims of the training. Sports training must have the process based on the scientific principles and fact. There are the various principles which we are going to learn further, and on the taking and keeping it in mind, we must select such types of training program, and the sports training is process based on the scientific principles and the facts. Then definition of sports training is being given. There are the various writers who has written the definitions for the sports training. According to the Todd Townes, the sport training is a point of view to focus on our game of choice. Sport training is what main thing is to focus on our game. Whichever game you are of your choice is there, you need to focus on that particular game. According to the Hare, sports training is based on the scientific knowledge and pedagogical process. Pedagogical process, it is related to the theoretical, because here theories are also being required. If you want to give sports training directly, you are not making the player to make him run or do the exercise and that all. You require the theoretical knowledge also is been required, and this is that's why it is being told that it is a scientific knowledge and pedagogical process of sports performance, which through systematic effect on psychophysical performance ability. Psychophysical, mental and physical both. The person should be mentally as well as physically fit, so that during the match or during the competition, the person may not get stressed, they may not get come in anxiety, they may not have the depression, and they can they can play well during the performance or during the competitions. So through the systematic effect on the psychophysical performance ability and the performance readiness, aims at the leading at the sportsman to the top level of the performance. So with the help of the various physically, mentally, emotionally, the players are being prepared well, so that they can perform more and more better during the sports competition. Then according to the Medvedev, the sports training is basic form of the preparation of sportsmen. The main, see, you have seen the different writers, they are writing the same thing but in a different way. They are having different thoughts, various thoughts are being written. Some are having the thoughts like that sports training is a basic form of preparation of the sportsman. Definitely preparation of the sportsman is a sports training. According to the P. Gerson, sports training is a planned and controlled process. It is well planned and it is controlled process in which, for achieving the goal, changes in complex sports, motor performance, ability and act and behavior are being made through the measure of content, methods and organization. Now, Gerson tells us that it is a planned and controlled process. It is a well planned, that what they need to do, when they need to do, and how they are going to do, and how much they are going to do. It is well planned process for achieving the goal, and it changes into complex sports, motor performance. Because here you may see that as they are improving, the difficulty level also improves. Clear? Because for example, a new player has been joined for the first time, then for the beginners they will be giving them practice like that. Then for the next level they are going to give the practice in that way. Then advanced player will be given a good more practice. Clear? So different so that's why it is being told that it changes into complex sports, motor performance. Ability to act and the behavior are being made through the measure of content, methods and organization. Clear? Then concept is given. Concept of what is the concept of the sports training. Now here it is little bit theoretical, so you just need to focus on that. The concept of sports training is not new thing, because this concept is been working from the ancient time period, during the ancient Olympics, that is in the 776 BC. It used to work from that time period. It is not a new concept. The aim of the sports training is to achieve the maximum individual or the team efficacy or efficiency in the selected sports discipline limited by the rule. So here main purpose of this sports training, the concept why it has been brought, so that an individual or a sports person can improve or can show more and more better performance during the any of the sports competition, along with the sports discipline limited which are been they need to follow the rules along with the rules of the games or sports. Performance is understood as an extent to which the motor task is accomplished. In case of the athlete, performance is evaluated following rules of the sports discipline which are set in advance. It is expressed by the length of the throw and it is understood in the sports performance. So it tells us that in case of the athlete, the performance is being evaluated following rules of the sports discipline which were being set in advance. If the player used to that means that if the player are performing well, they are doing well and they are following all the rules and regulations, and they are been following the sports discipline, they are been following the rules and the sports discipline which were being set in advance, it is expressed by the length of the throw and understood a sports performance. And you can see that automatically if the players are those who are playing well, they are playing according to the rules. They know that how I need to behave when I am playing in the competitions, what are the etiquettes I need to show during the game, what type of attitude I should have with others and with ourselves self also. An ability to achieve a given performance repeatedly is referred to the efficiency. Ability to achieve the given performance repeatedly is referred to the efficiency. That means that if the player is performing continuously better and better, for example, taking an example of the Virat Kohli, if he used to play in each and every match, if he is having more than 50 runs, if he used to have more than 50 runs, then you can see that it is a repeatedly increasing of their efficiency. That means that efficiency of an individual or the sports person increases. So reaching the maximum efficiency is an activity is not possible over a day, because if you want to reach the maximum top level, or if you want to get a success on the next day, it is not been possible over a night, because efficiency is conditioned by several interrelated areas. There are the various phases, it requires lots of hard work, it is a long term process, because a player do not used to prepare himself in a night. They require lots of long term process, they require many of the years, they require lots of hard work. Only then it has been possible to reach at the top and they can improve their efficiency. So efficiency is conditioned by the several interrelated areas. There are the various areas which are being related. Sports training focuses on reaching the maximum efficiency in the motor abilities. That means repetition of any of the action for a longer time period, and that then only it has been possible that you can reach your maximum efficiency in motor abilities. Motor abilities, that is working of your body. For example, if you are doing a high jump, or if you are performing a javelin throw, and if you are taking the sports training in a particular event of the javelin throw, then continuous motion of your arms which used to throw the javelin, then your footwork which is being for use during the javelin throw, it is very much essential for that. Because if you are having a good coordination about all these things, your arms movement at the last, then your footwork, when we are having a well coordination among them, then definitely your your javelin is going to cross a long distance, or is going to do then a player is going to do more and more better. So sports training focuses on reaching the maximum efficiency in the motor abilities associated with a certain sports discipline. So that's why different type of training programs has been given for the javelin thrower or the athlete who used to throw the javelin. Arm movement, then definitely different types of exercise, special sport training for improving his flexibility, his strength of the arms as well as the legs also, the movement, everything is been taken into care when such types of when they are going to perform during the sports competition. So training it has been focused more and more on the efficiency of the motor abilities they can improve. Sports person performance depends on the motor abilities and motor skills. Person performance depends on the motor abilities and motor skills, which are closely related to the sports discipline. If they are having a good motor ability, they have learned various type of skills. Only that person, those who have gained good training, they are only having such types of motor skills. If the new person they want to perform, we have seen the player those who are playing at the international level and the new player who has just started. You can see the difference between both, because due to the proper training and vigorous training, if they have improved themselves, and you can see the difference between both. So motor abilities can be described as a relatively stable set of inner genetic presupposition needed to carry out the locomotive activities. Locomotive movement of the arms as our muscles and that all. They include force, speed, endurance, coordination and flexibility. These are the physical fitness components. Motor abilities are being manifested on the outside of by the sports skills. Sports skills are supposition need for implementation of the performance in selected sports discipline which is limited by the rules. However, it would not be possible to implement sports skills or develop locomotor abilities without motivation. See, motivation plays a very important role. We have already learned in the psychology, because without motivation, the player is not able to perform, or they can't improve their performance better, because proper motivation for a player is very much essential. If they are getting the good motivation, or they are getting the rewards, then definitely their performance is going to also increase. Components of the physical fitness means motor abilities, which are the conditions for the maximum jump height. What is crucial in this matter is quick force. When you are having a jump, either it may be a long jump or a high jump, it is very crucial that the person must be having a quick force. All of a sudden, we should have a good force or a quick force. In volleyball, technical components is acquired skills of offensive hit. What is the technical component? Is acquired skill of offensive hit. When the offensive when they used to smash, and the offender, they must be able to, or the defensive player, they must be able to lift that. So tactical component is being represented by choosing the direction and the force. Tactical component means where they need to put it, on which area or which side they need to put, by choosing the direction and the force or of the hit, which depends on the game's situation analysis. Psychological component is manifested on the outside by the player reliance on him or herself to solve the game situation successfully. Psychological component, they know that what we need to do if we want to win this game, then definitely we all need to work together, and yes, we can do it. They are having such types of mentality that we can do it. These are the psychological components which has been manifested on the outside by the player reliance on himself or herself to solve the game situation successfully. So it will not be wrong to say that the sports training is understood as a process of systematic development of each component in the dependence of the duration of the preparation, which leads to achieving the maximum efficiency in the senior age within the selected sports discipline. So here it is being told that it is a systematic development of each component. Why it is being told a systematic development? Because each and every component where it is being required that my player requires, for example, in the game of the football, if my player requires good endurance, then they must focus on that particular component of endurance. Then it requires the strength, so they must focus on the strength part also. Where they require the agility is also being required, or coordinative abilities are also being required, they should focus on a particular that type of training. So that's why it is being told it is a systematic development of each component. On a one day you can't teach each and everything, or you can't prepare the player, you can't give the player prepare the player with good endurance or strength or flexibility or coordination and everything. It is not been possible for over a night. So it is a systematic development, and it requires a time period. So of each and every component is dependent on the duration of the preparation, which leads to achieving the maximum efficiency in the senior age within the selected sports discipline. So this is what the concept of the sports training is been given. I hope so that this is little bit theoretical, it is been given more in the concept, but you can prepare the points by your own. You can prepare the notes on the basis of this. So from my side, this much today. Thank you everyone.